Hey, welcome back. So today, I want you guys to check this out. This is Dan Belzerian, and he is an internet sensation. If you guys don't know who Dan Belzerian is, he is a social media figure. He, I think, has the most Instagram followers, except for like Taylor Swift and that. And he lives in Bel Air. He's got a huge house. He's got multiple women, multiple girlfriends. He's a party guy. He's a poker player. He's won like $100 million playing poker. And basically, he, you know, he has his own film crew. He basically just films his life. He's basically a reality TV star um, on social media. So let's check out Dan and let's see what he has to say. He has a heart attack at 25, and he goes on to say that it was because of drug use. He was doing all kinds of stuff, and I'd like to get your guys' reaction. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it was funny? Do you think it serious matter? Um, let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
He's like, holy shit. He's like 200 milligrams, like that's like a crazy amount. And I had no idea. I'm just like what do you know, like I don't know anything about Viagra.
All right, so tell the story about what led you to having two heart attacks.
I was on a ski trip with some of my fraternity brothers, and we were partying, and I remember I like met this chick in the lift line, and we go back to her house. We're all partying, and I'm banging this chick, and I remember I took a shower, and like I think we had sex again, and I get this call. Like I hadn't even gone to sleep yet. It was like 6 or 7 a.m. and my buddies were like, "Hey, we're going snowboarding. Like let's go for one last rip before we get the flight." And I was like, "All right, cool." Snowboarded all day long, and then came back and I was just sick. Like I just wasn't feeling good, throwing up, just felt horrible. We take a bus to the airport, and I ended up getting some paramedic in the airport to like give me an IV bag or whatever. And like he basically said that if you hooked it up, that I was gonna be able to fly. And so I ended up like telling him like, look, I'm a medic in the military, which it wasn't, right? So I feel better. Get on the plane, go to Vegas. And I mean, I'm still not feeling good, but I'm like passing by the poker tables, and I just like can't even help myself. I start gambling. And I still like haven't slept. It's been like 2-3 days or whatever. I had some buddies show up and like, hey, like let's go to the strip club. We got these girls, and they want to go with us, and we got all these drugs, and it's like, all right.
Okay, first, I just want to say you gotta love your 20s, right? I mean, this is what everybody does, or the majority of people do to some extent in their 20s. Everybody parties, most people travel, they go to casinos, da da da. Except most people don't have a lot of money. And so Dan is an anomaly. Dan is an exception to that. He is a very very rare character in that Dan has a lot of money, and he has a lot of money at age 25, which is rare. You know, and so what that does is when you have that much money, it ends up amplifying whatever it is you want to do. So whether let's say for instance you didn't have any money or you didn't have millions of dollars. Yes, you could still gamble, you could still go to a casino, you could still get a stripper, you could still get some coke, but you wouldn't be able to do it routinely. Whereas if you have a lot of money, you can amplify. You can amplify it, and so that I think is part of the problem here. Let's continue on.
All right, sounds fun. So it's like when doing coke, and now we're smoking weed, and we get to the strip club, and this first stripper comes over, and she's like, if you want to hang out, like I can get out of here in like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. So I tell her, okay, sure. And I hit up my buddy. I'm like, hey, like, give me a Viagra.
Had you used Viagra before?
I'd never used Viagra before, so I didn't know anything about it, the dosing, and I hadn't slept for 3 days. So he gives me, 100 milligram one. I take the whole thing, and I, waits like 3 minutes, and on coke it feels like it's been hours. I'm like, it's not working, and the guy's like, bro, he's like, relax, you know what I mean? It's been like 3 minutes. It takes a while. I'm like, give me another one just in case, He's like, don't take this. He's like, I'll give you another one, but you can, take it later. Like, gives me the pill, and I think I took like a half. And then, like, I didn't feel anything. I didn't know. I figured, like, two whole pills. I figured the normal dose is one pill, so, like, 2 pills is no big deal, right?
What is a normal dose?
Well, I didn't realize that, like, a normal dose of Viagra, I think, is, like, 10 or 25 milligrams, right? And I had the 100. So I'm just, like, take way too much of this, go back to this girl, her for, I don't know, 45 minutes, and zero chance of me getting off. I just, like, threw in the towel and went and took a shower. Won't go down for like an hour or something. Anyways, long story short, kicked the girl out, ate room service, went out, gambled some more. I bet on the football game, and I went and ate Mexican food with a buddy of mine. And I just, after this Mexican food, I came back to the hotel, and this was like day 4, maybe like 1 hour of sleep. And I just started having this pain in my shoulder, which to me, like, wasn't indicative of anything. Like, I just thought, okay, I got.
Okay, so here's where the story takes a turn for the worst. It was funny up until this point. Now, this is when it starts to get serious. It's all fun and games until you start to feel a pain go up your arm, and then that fear and that sense of impending doom starts to overtake you. Trust me, I've been there. Okay, and that's why I can identify with this story, because I did the same thing in my 20s, not to the extent that Mr. Belzerian has done it, but as I'm a recovering alcoholic. I go to AA 2 to 3 times a week, so I've been in the back of an ambulance for heart attack symptoms. So I know how it is. Now, that's kind of where the story takes a turn for the worst. By the way, cocaine, overrated. Okay, I've done cocaine maybe a couple times. I never liked it. It just, I didn't like the way it made me feel. I'm sober today, and I'm thankful. And same thing with alcohol. I never really liked alcohol. My main thing in the day was weed. That was, my main drug growing up was weed. We smoked weed a lot. We played music, me and my friends. We were in a band. We partied, we drank, we made music, different things. Weed was there. Weed was the main thing. It was when, the other drugs came in, like cocaine, alcohol. Alcohol, cocaine. What else was there? Acid. Acid was popular. Ecstasy was around. So these were different things that were around when I was growing up, when I was younger. They're still out there. I could get some weed, right now. Man, and I'll tell you what, I'm surprised. There's a lot of people out there that I never thought smoked weed. You would never think that smoked weed ever, who smoke it routinely. That's a huge surprise, especially to me. There are people out there, doctors, lawyers, accountants, mayors, who smoke weed on a routine basis, and you would never know it. But anyway, let's get back to the story.
Like a shoulder pain, so I'm like doing some push-ups, trying to like move my shoulder around. Like can't really figure out what the deal is. And then I call I'm trying to sleep, but I can't sleep. I have this shoulder pain. So I call my mom, like, hey, get the family doctor on the phone. While I'm waiting, I'm just like getting short of breath, and I'm just like, okay, like something's wrong. So I call down to the front desk of the thing, and they tell me the hospital is closest. So I put in my GPS like 10 minutes away. So I'm like, I'll just drive down there. Went down there, kept me in the waiting room forever. By the time I finally see this doctor, I can barely breathe, and he's like, holy shit, like you're having a heart attack. I've been in the waiting room for like 50 minutes, and so finally he gives me the nitroglycerin, and he like puts me in there. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna die for sure. And that was it. The next day, then I have another heart attack in the hospital, and they were like ignoring it again. And I'd like call my dad. I'm like, hey, like come down here. These stupid motherfuckers like don't want to do anything. And sure enough, they checked, and I was like, I had a second heart attack. But like, this was like the most incompetent bunch of doctors you'd ever seen.
So your parents are there, and your girlfriend's there.
Oh, you want the awkward moment with the doctor? Oh, God. So my doctor comes in, and like my mom's there, my dad's there, the girlfriend, like all the people are there, and he's like, okay, like I need to know like all the drugs that you've done. It was Conrad Murray. I think he's
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think he's in jail right now. Killed Michael Jackson. So well, that's a little harsh, probably. But anyways, so the guy's like, asking me in front of my parents, and I was just like, oh, like, well, I smoked some pot, and he's like, what else? It's like, oh, I might have done a little, drinking. And he's like, it's, important that, you tell us everything that you did. It's like, I did some cocaine. And he's like, and I was like, and I did some Viagra. And like my girlfriend's, my dad, at this point, my dad's like looked over at me like, what the with the cocaine? Now I said the Viagra, and my ex-girlfriend's like,
Okay, so, again, for you guys who don't know who Dan Belzerian is, he's made a career off being that guy, off being the party guy, the life of the party, the gambler, the drinker, the smoker. He's basically made a business. He's built a business, a successful business, and he's done very well at that. So that's his business idea. That's where he gets his money, most of his money from. And so this doesn't surprise me. But if you have to take Viagra at 25, you might want to slow down. Nobody in their right mind, even with heart trouble, shouldn't have to take Viagra at 25. Especially since it's known to be damaging to your heart. I don't think it's good for anybody. I don't know. I've never taken it. That's one thing I've never taken. I've done cocaine, I've done weed, I've done alcohol, but I can't. I don't know what Viagra is like. But let's continue.
Screaming like, what the did you take Viagra for? And I'm like trying to answer his questions, and these guys, it's like the worst, like the hot seat of all time. I'm surprised I didn't have a third heart attack. And the doctor's like, how much did you take? I'm like, 200 milligrams. He's like, holy he's like, 200 milligrams, like that's like a crazy amount. And I had no idea. I'm just like what do you, like I don't know anything about Viagra. He's like, yeah, he's like the typical dose is 25. I'm like, well, how's that possible? The pill was 100. I'm like, one pill was 100. He's like, well, that's like the maximum like geriatric dose. You know what I mean? I'm just like, all right, well, I guess don't take any Viagra. So.
And then what you end up doing with your girlfriend in the hospital?
It was my ex-girlfriend, but I ended up her 4 times in the hospital with like all the cords hooked up. We like smoked 2 joints in the hospital. My buddy like brought over wine coolers and Chinese food. I'm surprised I didn't die. Like I don't know what these were thinking like, looking back on this.
Yeah, and you're
okay, so that's just it's an insane story. But this is Dan Belzerian's life. He basically, you know, tapes everything he does, and he's got a film crew around him all the time. He's successful. Um, he makes money, so he's not dumb. He's not stupid by any means. But this is pretty stupid, especially if you're in the hospital. If you're in the hospital for a heart attack and your film crew is with you and they're bringing drugs in, women, all this Chinese food and stuff, you might want to change. You might want to take it easy. Maybe get some sleep. You know, sleep is number one. You have to get sleep. If you don't get sleep, you can die.
I just had 2 heart attacks. Why not?
I'm thinking
what's
I'm bulletproof tiger, man. I'm like,
even after 2 heart attacks, where you thought you were gonna die?
Well, I just thought it was because of all, it was like, well, to me, it was, because they did the angiogram and they said like my heart was fine, there was no like issues. So I mean, I just like chalked it up as like, okay, well, I was, I hadn't slept in 4 days. I'm doing drugs. I like ran my body through the ringer, eating the Mexican food probably had a lot to do with it. And I was just like, I don't know.
And your girlfriend obviously wasn't that mad about the Viagra and the...
She got over it. I was in the hospital for like 3 or 4 days, I think. So it was like after day 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, at that point, I was like,
we were talking about 3 or 4 months. This is like a couple days.
I know. And they gave me all these pills, and I ended up chucking those after like a week. I don't know.
And you were supposed to take those for life,
for
right?
life, yeah. This shows how little those motherfuckers know.
Yeah, I would say fuck that. I wouldn't take any pills that they give me. You know, if they want you on heart medicine the rest of your life, I would say fuck that. I wouldn't take anything for your blood pressure, dude. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't need anything to control your blood pressure. Okay, you're wealthy enough to where you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Is okay. I mean, that's the thing. Is Dan shouldn't be having heart attacks, especially with the kind of wealth and power he has. Okay, the majority of people don't have as many options, and so if you're working a 60-hour-a-week job, and you have to work that job to put money on, to put food in your belly, and if you have to work that job, you have no choice. And if the job is causing you stress, causing you strain, okay, then take the medication. Okay, but what I don't understand is Dan's got options. He doesn't have to do this. That's the thing that's just stupid in my opinion. I mean, he shouldn't be having heart attacks. He just shouldn't. I mean, he's not. He's not. He has options. He doesn't have to work a stressful job. I mean, he does. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to say he doesn't. I'm not sure what he does. But he shouldn't be having heart attacks. Okay, guys. Just wanted to share with you my thoughts on that video. It's early in the morning. I stumbled across it on YouTube, thought it was funny. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Was it funny? Do you think it's funny? What do you think of this guy? What do you think of Dan Belzerian? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Thank you.